Welcome. My name is Rachel, and I'm an intuitive energy healer. So many of us are aware that there are some people who try to escape their own pain or their own discomfort through perhaps booze or drugs or gambling, maybe shopping or porn. And we're also aware that perhaps some people try to escape their own emotions via over-exercising or even constant screen use or social media scrolling, incessant social media scrolling. But are you aware that escapism can also come in the form of chronic doing? In Western society, we perceive chronic busyness as success. We link it to success. We perceive chronic doing as productive. And in Western society, productive is God. So I am not talking about the people who make things happen in this life, who are creating from an inspired state, the visionaries, the creators, the entrepreneurs, the builders. Nor am I in any way criticizing people who work 50 plus hours a week or have 2 jobs and kids at home. There are people in this world who genuinely have a lot on their plate. Instead, I am speaking about people who feel the need, the drive to fill their day with constant doing. People previously like myself. So there used to be a joke in my home: if I sat down on the couch for even a minute, the kids would freak out. They'd be like, "Oh my gosh, mommy's sitting on the couch." And it was a novelty because I rarely sat and did nothing. So when I looked closer at this, at myself and why I couldn't sit, I discovered that I was constantly doing because I didn't want to be still. And I didn't want to be still because then I would feel certain emotions that were within me. So another reason, so I kept moving. It was almost like I was trying to outrun certain emotions that I was feeling. So as an escape. Another reason why people chronically do or constantly are filling their days with doing is because somewhere within them, often rooted in childhood, is this belief that I am not good enough, or I am not worthy, or I am not lovable. So allow me to share an example. So consider an individual who is very busy doing, almost like he's got 10 fingers or 8 fingers, 2 thumbs in 10 different pies in life. And he's busy doing this, and he's busy doing that, and he's constantly being pulled in all these different directions. And he's doing, and all this doing is creating anxiety within him and disconnecting him or launching him out of his grounding, his center. So when I sat with this individual and we did an intuitive healing session, we saw that as a child, his parents were absorbed in their own stuff. They were very much absorbed in their own stuff. And so here he was in the middle, almost like in this no man's land, feeling abandoned or forgotten. And so the first belief that settles in is, I'm not lovable. Slowly, he starts to realize, wait, if I help my dad shovel the snow or rake the yard, or I do this or I do that, now I've got one or both parents' presence shining on me. They've noticed him now. And there's a feeling for the little boy that he is in that moment seen and loved or validated, acknowledged. And so he grows into a man who's constantly doing. Now, doing and accomplishing are not going to create true self-worth. They're not going to instill a real sense of self-love and peace. And instead, when we're out here in the small self or in the fear-based self, doing, chronic doing, we're not here in our essence. And in our essence is where you have infinite love, where you have creativity. And so instead, this person being distracted and disconnected from his true self will end up feeling deflated or fatigued or stressed, or maybe they'll even develop resentment because they're chronically doing for others. They'll feel exhausted. So if any of this resonates, this is a tip for you. So if you are in that state where you feel that almost like an urgency, like this fear-based need to do, in that moment, take a moment to sit down. Take a moment to breathe, close your eyes, and just ask, what am I feeling in my body? Okay, so what am I feeling in my throat? What am I feeling in my heart? What am I feeling in my sacral or my gut? And then take it a step further and ask, what am I afraid to feel? Right? So you're welcoming these old emotions to come up. And so instead of trying to outrun them, like put distance between you and them, you're actually sitting with them and allowing them to rise up. And so you just breathe and allow them to come up. So what am I afraid to feel? What am I feeling in my body? And then you can imagine wrapping a beautiful blanket of light around you, as if to say it's okay. Right? So you're creating space to allow yourself to release these energies, allowing yourself to feel. Another tip would be to work with a practitioner or myself, someone who can help you get to the root of these beliefs, right? Get to the root in some form of inner child healing work to help you shift out of those beliefs and really truly embrace yourself and let go of that fear-based need to chronically do and distract yourself. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you feel inspired to try an intuitive healing session with me, I'd be honored to help you. Reach out anytime, and we will see you next time. Thank you.